So today, up till now, we've just been simplifying rational expressions, which means there have been no equal signs. We have not been solving for x. Today we're going to solve. So we're actually going to solve for x this time. Who remembers from all the way back in the beginning of the year, if I am solving, my goal is to get x, what? Good, by itself. So that's still our goal right here. Okay, so how do I solve with rational expressions? There's 3 steps. We're still pretty much going to do exactly what we've been doing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get rid of the fractions. So we're going to multiply everything, both sides of the equation, by the least common denominator, and that's going to help us get rid of the fractions. We'll distribute and reduce, and then we'll solve the equation for x. All right, example 1. I know. Okay, so we have 1/2 plus 2 over x. All of that is equal to 1. So our first step is we need to multiply everything by the LCD so that we can get rid of the fractions. What's going to be the LCD here? Good, 2x. We look at the denominators and we have to decide what they all have in common. Right, so we multiply every single term by 2x. So we multiply that guy by 2x. We multiply this guy by 2x. And we multiply 1 by 2x. So whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Or we have to multiply everything by 2x. Okay? This is taking care of distributive property all in one step. Okay, so let's multiply 2x by 1/2. What cancels there? 2. The 2's. So we're left with just an x times 1, which gives me x, plus, what cancels for him here? The x's cancel. So 2, no, because 2 is in the numerator. So we multiply these guys. So 2 times 2 gives me 4. So this becomes x plus 4 equals 2x. We got rid of those fractions. Isn't that nice? So that was step 2, distribute and reduce. So step 3, we solve. How do I solve this thing? I subtract 4 from both sides. That's going to give me x equals... Hold on. Can I combine these terms? No. So this is 2x minus 4. Do I have all the x's on one side? No. So what do I have to do? Subtract 2x from both sides. So this gives me 2 equals x minus 2x, negative x equals negative 4, because these guys cancel. Those guys cancel. This is a 1x minus 2x gives me negative 1x. So negative x equals negative 4. So that means that x equals what? Positive x equals positive 4. We could have done this a lot simpler. Okay, negative x equals negative 4. So I need to get rid of that negative. So I divide by negative 1. Okay. Okay, so let's see how we could have done this a little bit simpler. I had x4 equals 2x. You guys automatically went to subtract 4, which is fine, but there's an easier way. We have to get all of our x's on one side. So what could I have done? If I subtracted x to from both sides, those x's will cancel, and I would get 4 equals 2x minus 1x, 1x. Same thing, but this one was a lot simpler. Example 2. Okay, and example 2. 15 over x minus 3 over 3 equals 2. Now, you could turn this into a 1 right away, but we would have to get rid of that fraction x anyway, so let's just do the LCD, okay? Let's skip a step and just do the LCD. What's going to be the LCD? 3x. So we're going to multiply this guy by 3x. We're going to multiply this guy by 3x. And we have to multiply 2 by 3x. 3x times 15 over x. What does that give me? X cancels, and I get 3 times 15? 45. Minus. Okay, in this one, the 3's cancel, so it's going to be minus 3x. Equals 2 times 3x? 6x. So we got rid of those fractions, which is what we were trying to do. Now, I want to get all of my x's on one side and all of my numbers on the other side. So now that we know from the last example, what do you think I want to do first? Let's add 3x to both sides, because I already have x's on the right-hand side. So those guys cancel, and I get 45 equals 9x. Is x by itself? No. So I divide by 9.
Why do you divide by 9?
Because I need to get x all by itself, and it's right now it's being multiplied by 9. So I need to cancel out that 9 by dividing.
So equals 5?
So 45 divided by 9 gives me 5 equals x. Good question. You could also write it, because we're so used to this, x equals 5. It is the same thing. Okay? Okay? So, example 3.
How do you know what the signs of
4x, or 4x minus 3 over 5 equals 2 over 5. How do I know what to multiply by? I need to cancel those fractions, which means I need to multiply by something that every single denominator could go into. 5x. So we multiply everything by 5x. Okay? And then let's do our canceling. In this first one, what cancels? The x's. So I get 5 times 4, which gives me 20. There's a minus sign, so make sure that you're paying attention to what sign it is. What cancels on these two? The 5's. So what does that give me? 3x equals, and on this last one, the 5's cancel, so it equals 2x. Okay, now taking a lesson from example 1, what should I do first? Add 3x to both sides. Because right now it's minus. So those cancel. So I get 20 equals 5x. Is x by itself? No. I have to divide by 5. So 4 equals x, or you could write it x equals 4. It is the same. So for example 5, what was the LCD? Oh, I'm hearing two different things. For example 4, oh, did I say 5? I meant 4. Example 4, what's the LCD? 6x. Good. So we multiply everything by 6x. Okay. How did I get 6x? I need to look. Okay, I need to look at all the denominators, and I have a 2, an x, and a 3. None of these are the same, right? So I need to find something that they could all go into. 2 and 3, what's the smallest thing that they both go into? 6, right? But we also have to have this guy cancel with an x, so that's why we have to make it 6x. So look at all the denominators, and you have to find the smallest thing that every single one of them could go into. It's not always going to be as so obvious. So for like example 4, you had to actually think about it. Okay? So if I multiply everything by 6x, 2 goes into 6x, 3. X and x cancels, right? And what about 3 and 6? It reduces to 2. So when I multiply it all out, what do I get? 3x times 1 is 3x plus 12 equals 4x. Okay, I want to get all my x's on one side, so what should I do?
Minus 12.
Subtract 3x. Those cancel, and I get 12 equals x. So that's your answer. We have x by itself now. Who got that correct? Very nice. Okay, let's look at number 5. Okay, what's the LCD here? 4x. Good. Okay, now this one was very similar to example 4 in that none of them are the same at all. So we have to look at what is the smallest thing that all of them could go into. Okay, so the answer would be 4x. Earlier, Abby asked me if it was 4x squared. You could do 4x squared, but 4x is even smaller than that, and they all still go into 4x. Okay, so let's look at these two. What cancels here? The x's. So 4 times 4 gives me 16. What about here? The x's cancel, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. So that's plus 10 equals x. Okay, this one's nice and easy. What's 16 plus 10? So we get 26 equals x.